Hi and welcome back to the Cheeky Crypto Podcast. My name's Chris and it's fantastic to have you back with us for another podcast video. And in today's video, we're going to have a look at the biggest headlines in the crypto space, the really important stuff that I think people need to be made aware of. You know, we've got stuff on fraud, we've got big jumps in that, we've got Celsius selecting a bidder and all this wonderful stuff as part of their bankruptcy case. So, I think this is the really important, juicy stuff that people need to be aware of. And that is just, scratching the surface of the stuff that we've got to cover in today's video. If you enjoy this sort of content, mash up the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video. And don't forget to jump in the Discord. Link is in the description of the video. It's absolutely free to join. Lots of airdrops on NFTs and tokens and coins, which is fantastic. A fantastic community and great opportunities with seed rounds and private rounds with the NFTs that we have. Definitely worth checking it out. And best of all, it's absolutely free. Right, let's get down to the desktop. Okay, so we're going to start here and start with this big jump in fraud. UK crypto fraud losses jumps 40%. Data from the National Reporting Agency for Cybercrime shows £300 million in losses over the past year. So that's probably about $340 million. And look, I've got to say, scams, fraud, and all this sort of stuff are becoming more and more apparent to me, and I'm hearing about this stuff daily. So what I would say is something feels or seems too good to be true. It probably is. And do jump in our Discord and ask either Nick, myself, or our fantastic team, or even the community, if something seems sus or not. Because there's an awful lot of people in there combined with lots of experience in this space. And I hate hearing about all the horror stories where people have lost their crypto, right? We work really hard for our money and we want to make it, go further and build generational level wealth and that side of things. But you've got to have good risk management. You've got to have, I guess, an understanding that, there's very few people in this space that are here to help you. So, make sure that you're keeping your guard up. Make sure that you're not falling for these scams. These scammers are very good at what they do and very convincing at times, and have some fantastic technology as well with some of their new websites and other scams that I've seen over the last 6 months or so. So, don't feel silly if you fall for one of these scams. Do report it. I think this stuff is really important to get reported. Ultimately, this stuff's on the blockchain. I am of the opinion that the vast majority of people that commit these crimes will get caught and hopefully justice would be served. Now, I am an advocate for, severe punishment for this sort of activity. Anything, bad where people break the law. I do think there needs to be severe punishments when it comes to this. I think, same with the SEC and the regulators. And failed directors for banks and stuff, and Celsius and Voyager and Signature Bank, even traditional banks. I think people that are associated with not being able to keep people safe in this space when that's what you're paid to do, i.e. the SEC and other regulators, I think they should have severe punishments, prison time and so on if they fail with that, what they're being paid to do. I also think the same if you're in a senior position at a bank and you've allowed your bank not to have any risk manager for 6 months. I think there needs to be a punishment. And same if you commit a crime, fraud, steal and stuff like that. I think the punishment needs to be so severe that people wouldn't dare do it, and there's certain parts around the world where they've got this bang on, in my opinion. People might not like it and talk about human rights and all this sort of stuff, but I don't think people have got a right to go around doing some of the things that they're doing. The UK in particular is, in my opinion, lawless, and things need to change. But, the people within these countries need to demand change in order for that to happen. So, look, I think I could go on all day, all night when it comes to this stuff, because it really does pain me to hear some of the terrible stories of big losses that I've seen almost daily now over the last 6 months. So be really careful in this space. Listen to my warnings, and feel free to just jump in the Discord, ask the community, our team, Nick, or myself if something seems sus. I would rather you did that, and I protect, or our team or our community protects somebody in this space than somebody lose money. So listen to what I'm saying, and like I say, use us for that as a service, right? I really don't want these scammers to be successful. We've got this article here, and it talks about AI and the fact that it can generate a trading edge in crypto markets. Large language models like ChatGPT could supercharge sentiment analysis, a key aspect of trading. And I completely agree with this sort of stuff, but I think it goes far deeper than just sentiment analysis and stuff like that. I think that artificial intelligence and machine learning has a very big key role to play within the blockchain space at a much deeper level. You've got the likes of Singularity DAO that are basically like a crypto hedge fund of sorts, with their Dynasets performing fairly well as and outperforming hedge funds. I think that you've got 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘, again, one that I'm going to be probably banging on about an awful lot. I do rate this project and think it's going to do really well. Not to shill it, but we do have a seed round in our Discord. Not much allocation left, so do check it out if it is of interest. Go do your research, take what I say with a pinch of salt, and if it resonates with you, then you can do what you want to do and invest or not invest. So yeah, definitely worth checking that sort of stuff out. But yeah, completely aligned with this. I'm going to share this one in our Discord for people to read through at their leisure. We got 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗪𝗀 is revoked in Montenegro. Again, he's a flight risk. He had a fake passport, I'm led to believe. Again, there needs to be punishment for these individuals. Sam Bankman-Fried, 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗪𝗀. I'd even go as far as to say that Gary Gensler, failing, as the head of the SEC, also needs some sort of form of punishment, because he has failed on all counts of the SEC's mission statement. Senior leadership team should be fired, and that for me is the bare minimum. There needs to be some legal consequences for the lack of oversight that they've provided the space, right? And let me know your thoughts and opinions on that. We've got global watchdog calls for the UK to regulate crypto in the same way it does stocks and bonds. And this is really interesting, because we did have a similar article going out that we should regulate it in the same way we do gambling. So look, I think that there's lots of routes being explored in the UK, and I'm pro exploring all the different routes and avenues to come up with the absolutely best fit for purpose form of regulations, framework, sandbox, whatever terminology we wish to use. So I'm really pro seeing this sort of stuff. At least people are tapping on the door and exploring this stuff. I think the US are really missing a trick with how they've approached it with this regulation through enforcement bullshit. But let me know your thoughts and opinions. I think this stuff is really cool and really important. I do think that UK could potentially be a leader in the crypto space. And I think with the fact that they've left Europe, I think they are still searching for that, reason for the City of London. Where's its role? Where's its position in the world? And I think crypto blockchain technology could be a very fitting position. I really do, because it's very forward looking. And I do like to see our country being forward looking. And like I say, I just think that's the best thing for the future. Norway should consider a national strategy for crypto regulation. And this is, one of the bank reports that is highlighting this. And the bank says that lawmakers should take advantage of existing regulations that cater to systemic risk and enforcement action, for example, as well as stress the need for crypto ones in a specific term, right? So I think this stuff again is a sign that the governments around the world are waking up to what is required. So yeah, look, this is all really positive stuff, and that is why I want to talk about it. We've got the EU watchdog calls for curbing leverage in crypto trading. I kind of feel like if they're going to do that, they might want to do that, with other financial instruments as well. Again, exploring stuff. I don't think there's anything wrong with this. I don't think that it will be passed, but maybe I'm wrong. Let me know what your thoughts and opinions are on leverage trading in the comments below. We got an internal report suggests security lapses at hacked crypto exchange Bitfinex, and I did want to raise this because I see all this nonsense surrounding Ledger and their recent update that hasn't come to fruition just yet. But I really just want to remind people how much safer something like Ledger is in comparison to, say, Bitfinex, that have obviously had a lapse in processes and security. So just be really careful. Don't keep your crypto on exchanges. I think self-custody is the way. And if you're new in the crypto space, you need to learn that crypto is not yours unless you hold the keys to the crypto. Not your keys, not your crypto. Germany's recession triggers response from the crypto community. I can't talk. Now, this I thought was rather interesting. Happened this morning. Touched on it on yesterday's podcast briefly. But I do think this is going to be a domino effect. I think we are going to see more honesty coming out from various different countries around the world now that Germany have decided to be honest with everybody about, the fact that they're in a recession. I think it'll be a domino effect. I think we've got far worse to come. And I get that there's lots of really prominent people in the crypto space and financial space saying, they're forward looking and markets are forward looking and, all this sort of, I think it's just nonsense. Indicators this, indicators that, talking about liquidity and various other metrics that are driving the markets. And I agree with some of the sentiment to a point, but I really do feel that they're really neglecting some of the real stuff in the world, for real individuals like you and I, the everyday individual, and I think you kind of lose that, some of these individuals that, do talk, I'm talking about real wealthy, prominent, former hedge fund type individuals, CEOs of big projects and stuff. They're a step away from reality. They're not close to it like you and I. And I think that, people are going to struggle to keep their lights on at home. They're going to struggle to pay their bills. Savings are running low. We've got a real problem with the banks and, I guess the mortgages on, I want to say retail like property, industrial kind of properties, that sort of stuff, rather than, homes and stuff like that, because a lot of offices aren't filled with people at the moment and so forth. So I think that there's going to be a lot of businesses failing, and a lot of this property is going to cause, these loans and stuff that the banks have got for these properties are going to cause big headaches and reduce the amount of liquidity that's available. So I think there's an awful lot of stuff to be aware of. People talking about Hong Kong and this being a driving force to move the crypto space in a more positive upward movement. I think that will happen, but I do think that will be short-lived, and then we'll come back to reality when all this I'm going to say shit hits the fan, because I really do believe that it will. We have got crypto lender Celsius has picked Forentes, I'm probably butchering that, bid for the bankruptcy exit. So it looks like they've picked a bidder, and I think that could move things along a little bit, and I think that is a really positive thing for anybody that's got crypto trapped in Celsius. Now, I don't think you're going to get all your money back, but I do think you'll get pennies on the dollar, or cent on the dollar, I should say. Probably use the right terminology, and I guess people are just going to have to be happy with that, and that sucks, but it's better than nothing. So hopefully people that did have money trapped in Celsius have been able to navigate the bear market impeccably, like we have in the last few months. I say last few months, the last 12 months plus, I feel that we've navigated this market impeccably, buying very close to the bottom and warning everybody, of all the new lower lows that we were expecting that did come to fruition. We were talking about it before it happened. We highlighted FTX before it happened, before ZZ put out a tweet. We highlighted BlockFi before anybody even talked about it. We highlighted the opportunities to short Solana, FTT, various other assets. I have been proud, and this is why I vocalize it, of what we've achieved as a community over the last 12 or so months. And I look forward to the future and, making more brilliant calls. But, we are human. We're bound to get something wrong at some point. And if we do, and when we do, we will always put our hands up and own it, unlike what a lot of people do in the space. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, mash up that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.